Hey guys, Megan here with Barn Besties. I am on location in sunny California. Sorry, staff, but I do miss you. And I am here with Jonelle Ramsay, and we are here. I'm going to check Ramsay Equine Select. So if you have a horse for sale, give her a call. But first, we're going to talk about. So you started a business with your friend.
Yeah.
And so, did you guys have a business plan? Did you sit down and have a whole thought process on what the business was gonna do, or a vision, or did you just jump in both feet, rent a barn? Tell us how it began.
Yep, jumped in both feet. We rented a barn. We both had a couple of horses of our own, and then we bought some horses, some sale horses, and we just jumped in. I think we both didn't know what it really was gonna evolve into.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of help along the way. I mean, for sure. We had a lot of mentors. We both worked for another trainer, and so I mean, for
so
sure.
you both had jobs on the side,
Yes.
making money.
Yes.
And then you started a business together, buying horses with the purpose to sell.
Yep.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. Long days. We put in a lot of hours, and we did. I mean, in the beginning, we rented a barn. We're buying our own feed. We're mucking our own stalls. We're doing all the things, which is wonderful. It's a great way to really know your horses. And
did you second guess yourselves?
No, never.
Never.
And I going back to that. I had a ton of support from my family. I mean, my parents really believed in what I was doing, so they were always super supportive and easy to fall back on, if I needed something or whatever. So it was really difficult to stick with the plan or plan. I mean, there wasn't one in the beginning, but stick with I was gonna make money in this industry, no matter what I had to do, and
and
so
you did.
Yeah.
And then, so how long did you guys have a business together?
Oh man, now I'm having to think back years. We probably, I would say about 7 years. Yeah, about 7 years together. And I mean, it wasn't a big old split or anything like that. It just kind of evolved into me taking over.
And it just
business.
happens, and you guys are still friends, like you said.
Yeah.
And did you only sell horses, or did you start to teach lessons?
Yeah, there was some lessons here and there, just to kind of supplement extra income.
Yeah.
But no, it pretty much, we stayed to the plan that we wanted to develop young horses, thoroughbreds, or young young warm bloods, and really turn those horses and try to make a profit. So, and then once we kind of got those first few horses, then people or other trainers that we were that we had connections with were wanting to send us horses to sell, because it is a full-time job to and sell horses. So
it really is. And did you start to sit down, look at profit and loss sheets? Did you start to do more of a paperwork side to it, or did you just go full force into it, or did you have to learn along the way? Yeah,
I learned along the way, but definitely knew where I could make profit and where my losses were going to be. And I think that always kind of came back to hard costs. So making sure that I was being resourceful and not wasteful and not overspending. And
that's hard to do, because this is your horse, and then you're like, oh, he needs a saddle pad. Does he really need a saddle pad? Oh, he needs a TheraPlate, or he needs
right.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. I think I did a lot of hand-me-downs and stuff like that for that sort of thing. so that I never had to sacrifice the care of my horses,
Yep.
right? So I always made sure that I was buying the best feed or
Yep.
the best hay I could find, and made sure that the horses always had a nicely bedded stall and those sort of things, so that I could not have to cut costs there, but always make sure that they had everything they needed and, you know, supplement in other ways.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
your niche is selling horses,
Yes.
right? And what do you love about it? Because I
Oh
talk
my
to
gosh.
trainers and they're like, they hate it, and I love selling horses.
Yes.
So it's nice to talk to someone who loves selling horses. Why
Yeah.
do you like this?
I absolutely love it. I love, like we were talking about, like each horse is a puzzle, and they're always new. You know,
Yeah.
the horses are ever changing. So I love that. I
Yeah,
love
I
the
like
change. Yeah, and you know, figuring them out.
Mhm.
I'm such a horse girl at heart that like I give every horse a chance, and I think that's, you know, like it's funny because Susie, my business partner, she's like, you love every horse you sit on. I'm like, I know. Like even if they're trying to bug me off, you know, it's like I'm such a horse girl at
Yeah.
heart, and
They all bring something to us.
yeah, and the actual sales part, what I love about that is my favorite part is watching potential buyers enjoy my horses.
Mhm.
That is the most rewarding feeling.
And do they send you Christmas cards and like?
Keep in touch.
I
yes,
love that.
that is the best.
And they'll send me like, you made my dreams come true, and you're like, and this horse is spoiled and has an amazing home, and,
Isn't it
and,
great?
and it's made this person so happy.
Yeah.
It's like, why wouldn't you want to sell horses?
Right. Yeah. Well, it's
we'll get into that.
Yeah. It is hard work, but it is very rewarding. And watching the horses get better, and yeah, just seeing them help out people that are trying them, and just watching a relationship develop like that is really,
It's special.
yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And so then with the business you started, you guys parted ways on good terms. And then what happened next?
So I dabbled in the racing industry a little bit.
No way.
Yeah, I was as an owner. So it kind of like, as I was getting the thoroughbreds off the track and that sort of thing, I spent a little bit of time in the racing industry, and then made some life changes that kind of brought me down south. So from Orange County brought me down this way, and I started to get better horses and was able to afford being at a better facility and that sort of thing. So I spent some time in La Cresta, which is
Love
where
it.
you are now. Yeah. And had a really nice, was at a really nice facility up there, and just, you know, kept rolling with the sales and kind of honing in on which market I wanted to hit.
And what kind of horses were you selling? Like in terms of discipline?
All jumping horses.
All jumping.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So if they weren't a jumping horse, like if they had another job previously and they came to me to be sold, they were going to be made into a jumping horse.
Yep.
So yeah, that's always been kind of my niche in the industry. But as far as where those horses came from or what price point I was hitting and that sort of thing was always really open, and it still is.
Yeah.
I mean, I still, you know, again, horse girl at heart. I
take them all.
You know, as long as, like, obviously there's some horses that I will give a chance and they're not going to fit in my program, but you know, I definitely am really open, and I've had a lot of horses surprise me that have, you know, maybe not been a jumping horse or weren't bred to be a jumping horse or whatever, and
I totally understand that because
developed really cool.
I've had a few Friesians come in the barn.
Yeah.
And at first, I never wanted to train a Frisian. I believe they should be in front of a carriage. And it's their heart. You know, sometimes horses just partner with you and they'll just do anything for you. And I was amazed. Like, I learned with those horses, you can't judge them by their color, their breed, or hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, from La Cresta, then did you make it to Galloway?
Yeah. So, I was trying to figure out a way to get out of or come down off the mountain a bit, because it was hard to get people up there to look at horses, and the cell phone service wasn't great. Like, there was just a lot of other factors that kind of led me to wanting to look into moving. So I live in Orange County.
Now, how far away is that?
It's from here.
Yeah.
It's 60 miles one way.
So you're driving every day?
Yes.
Why do you do this?
So my fiance has 2 children that we split time with. So there's probably a move in the future, but not currently. So
you have a fiance.
I do.
This developed, you know, like through the years, or how long?
We got engaged almost exactly a year ago. It was a year on Monday. Yeah. So he's not a horse guy.
Yeah.
He's a golfer.
Yeah.
But and he works for a children's hospital. So he's got all the smarts and all the things, and super understanding of what I do. So yeah, we jive really well. And he loves animals. Yeah. But just not a horse guy, which is, I think, a good thing.
I think it's a great thing. I think it's a wonderful thing. And how did you have time for a spouse? Like, do you have time for a spouse? How is this possible?
Right? You know what? I think it's because, like, he has other interests. Yeah. And so, you know, when we have time in the evening, you know, do dinner and chill. So, but he's great. He's super understanding of what I do, and
you would recommend a spouse for our industry?
I would.
And why? I mean, like, for me, is I actually get out of the barn now. Yeah. Like, I feel healthier, actually. And I blame my fiance. Well, and what about you? Like, why?
Same thing. I mean, I still spend so much time in the barn. But yeah, like, he's introduced me to golf. Yeah. And he's, you know, gives you that sense of peace that I don't think it's hard to find when you're single.
Yeah.
And
a reality check. Yeah. My fiance
for sure
is like, why are you dealing with this? And I'm like, I think about it for a couple of days and I'm like, oh, you're right. Why am I? Yeah. Or like, it was funny because he videos for us, and one day I had asked him, like, what do you think? You can video me ride? And he's like, can we do something fun now? And it was a reality check, like, hey, I gotta think about someone other than me and my horses. And as much as I tell everyone the horse is first, I think we need to think about us being first, right? So we can take the best care of our horses, and it's okay not to feel guilty for a day and leave. Do you feel guilty leaving for the day and taking a day off?
No.
Good.
It doesn't happen very often. But the reason why I don't is because I have really good people. Yeah. Yeah. I know my horses are in the best hands. Yeah. So, and even though I don't own all the horses in my barn, they're still my horses. I treat them all as my own. So, I have a great barn manager, assistant, everything. She's
Jack
my
of all
everything.
Trades.
Yeah, Katie. She is my love, and is what makes every day function. And like, she's my piece here. Yep. Matt's my piece at home. So
I love it. You have balance.
Yeah, there's a lot of balance.
Yes. Yeah. This is awesome. Yeah. I love this. So I think we'll end it here, and our next series we'll talk about present day. Your present day business. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to balance, hit the like button, share, make some noise, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.